Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to Baldur's Gate 3, shall we? We've got Shadowheart, we're cruising, had a little bit of a shipwreck, exploring the beach. Didn't turn out well for the fisher folk, but we're still here, and we've got a lot of map to explore. We're looking for Lizelle, don't know where she is. So our job right now is to just keep uncovering the map and seeing what there is to find. So I'm just going to walk around, and I'm going to go over here. Now, this is an amazing part of Baldur's Gate that I didn't notice when I was playing my first time and had to have some kind viewers on the stream tell me about. You can't, like, a lot of games will, like Diablo 4, they will have it so when you mouse over the edge of a cliff or something, it'll tell you, like, hey, you can climb down. So it's really easy. You won't miss anything. This game does that for some interactions, but for a lot of stuff, you need to explore. So, like, if it says, like, I could click down here, it's like you can't get here, right? But there is a little kind of cave down here, and I can't get there. So it's like, well, there's no point, right? Wrong. I also hear somebody talking, which we'll get to in a moment. But I'm going to walk over here with my dude. And we've used jump in combat, and I've shown you how to use it out of combat, but this is one of those cases where if I jump, I can actually jump down here. And it might trick you at first. It tricked me, where it's like the mouse says I can't get there, so why even bother? No, you can get there, but you have to jump first. And then once you get down here, then you can actually come down to this portion of the map. And
deep grooves in the mud around that rock.
I failed my roll, but Shadowheart made her nature roll, which showed her that there's something confusing or mysterious about this rock. There's deep grooves. So, again, I didn't know what that meant, but what this means is there is perhaps something underneath this that we want to investigate. And in this game, you can straight up grab this rock and move it out of the way. You have to kind of click, like left click on it and then drag it, and then just try to move it to a place that if you move it over here, like, it's too far. But depending on how strong the character you have selected is, they can move this a certain distance. So our character is strong, but like my wizard couldn't move it. So if your character can't move it because your character that you have selected is weak, just push one of the F function keys or double click on their portrait to select the strong character and then try to move this rock. And I'm going to throw it over here. And you see it just like my character like threw it to the side. And look at that. There is a little treasure chest under here. And I could click on it. And I mean, we find not only a Harper's notebook, but some gems, a map, potions of speed, which are amazing, money, just all kinds of great stuff. Now, I'm going to right-click on the map, and I'm going to read it. And it says, this stained, ragged map has passed through countless hands. A little heart marks an area called Moonrise Towers, with small, inky crescent sketched near the forest, and it says, cache. So, if I look at my map, now, the map has automatically updated where this hidden cache is. But just because the game tells you that there's a cache there, it doesn't guarantee that you'll get it, because you can look in that area, but your characters will have to make some kind of a skill check, perception, investigation, depending on what it is. In this case, it was nature, to determine, like, hey, there's something here that's strange. And if you fail it, you won't find it. But if you make it, you'll get it. So even though we haven't been to this part of the map, it's illustrated. Hey, there is a hidden cache up there. So, fantastic. You have to read the note to have the game mark that location for you. So I'm going to push M to close the map, and I'm going to click on this chest again. I'm just going to take everything, and I'm going to be really happy about it. You can also... Nope, this vase doesn't have anything in it, so that was it. But this was 2 examples. Actually, there was so many lessons right here. There was jumping down to get to an area that we couldn't reach, that the game said we couldn't, but we could if we jumped. We got to move a big rock. We found a treasure, and we found a map which marked a cache. Okay, so now we're going to come back to here. And remember, if I can move there, and I'm using click to move, that little white circle will be like, yep, you can move there. But again, he's like, I can't go here. And then we just push Z to jump, or just click on the jump icon in your heads-up display in the bottom center panel, and then jump up here within your area of jump. And you don't have to tell Shadowheart to jump. If you're in group mode, your allies will do the same thing that you did and just follow you. All right, and let's see. So I'm going to save the game after that rousing success, and we're going to go over here. And let's see. Oh, look. There's somebody talking. That's what we heard. Let's go talk to this dude.
I have something to ask.
Hey.
Hurry. I've got one of those brain things cornered.
Oh, he's got a brain thing cornered.
In the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
So Astarion here wants us to go kill something. And, you know, I'm a knight in shining armor, so I'll help him. I'll say easily, stand back. I'll go over here.
There. Can you see it?
And I'm looking. I've got my awesome hat. It's a pig. Oh my god. And I failed my save. So Astarion here.
Shh. Not a sound. Not if you want to keep that darling neck of yours.
Okay.
And you, keep your distance. No need for this to get messy.
I need him alive. Stow that blade, or I'll show you just how messy things can get.
Promises. But I have other business, I'm afraid. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Not?
I could make a melee attack and headbutt him. So if I tried to do this, I do get, you know, some bonuses to the attack, or I could just like play along. Let's headbutt this guy. I don't like what he's doing. All right, and this is hard though. We need to get a 14. Now that's the thing. You don't know what the difficulty class is until you commit. I have no other bonuses than these two, so we're going to roll and see if we can hit this guy. And, well, we crit him. So Astarion's going to get a broken nose out of this. We got a 20 on this. Take this.
You son of a...
That's right, buddy.
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light. The fear.
What was that? What's going on?
It's a Mind Flayer's worm. It connected us.
The worm. Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
I don't think it was my innards. You were going for my jugular there. Anyway, I mean, I guess my blood is internal. Apology accepted. No. Glad to see we're all caught up now.
Indeed we are. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
I'm from Baldur's Gate myself, so I can use this. Now remember, your options may differ depending on your background.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles.
I know, I'm in the fancier circles.
So, do you know anything about these worms?
They're delicious. I know we don't want them in our heads.
No. Of that much we can be certain. These worms are already affecting me. I can feel it. Now, what to do about it?
Let's see. We could start by traveling together. Better odds, I'd say.
You know, I was ready to go this alone. But maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea.
It's a great idea.
And you seem like a useful person to know.
Have you seen my hat?
All right. I accept.
Boom. Pale elf.
Lead on.
So, we have a new party member, and all of us just leveled up. So that is fantastic. And it says party line. Your party is shown on the side of the screen, right? So Astarion here went in the back of the party. And now we have 3 people. At this point in the game, when you're exploring this area, we're still looking for Lizelle. You're getting the band together. Who knows how many people were on this ship that survived. And we want, at least for me personally, I want as many people in my party as I can. Now, you can only have 4 characters in your party at a given time. But you can have more than that are traveling with you. The rest of them will just stay back at your camp. So just, if you're willing, try to recruit or find as many people as you can. But you've got to find them, save them, and consider their, personality and motives to be worthy. Astarion's certainly a question mark, but I need all the help I can get. The hat can't do everything for me, so I'm going to go for it. Now, whenever you level up, there'll be a pulsing, magical, golden, glowing, spectacular up arrow in the upper left of your portrait, and you can click on it to level up. And it brings you to the level up screen. And it says, hey, level up. And it tells you a whole bunch of things that just happened. So, first of all, we leveled up to Paladin level 2, and these are the things that we get. But we have some choices pending. So, depending on what character you are, you may have choices, you may not have choices. Some of the stuff just, automatically you're going to get these things. But usually you have choices that you make that further define your role and your abilities as that character. So, we're a Paladin, and it says here that we have choices pending. In the upper left, we leveled it up, and we need to click on our fighting style. Now, right now it says we got level 2. You saw we got some more hit points. And we also get level 1 spell slot unlocked. So we got 2 level 1 spell slots now for our first level spells. And then we got some actions, which are Divine Smite, reaction weapon damage, and Divine Smite critical reaction. These are one of the best reasons to play a Paladin, if not the best, in 5th edition, is Divine Smite. Divine Smite, if I mouse over this, it basically lets you use a spell slot whenever you want once you've gained a hit. So if you hit the enemy with your weapon, you can say, I'm actually going to use one of my spell slots, which I, have for other things like healing or whatever my spells are. And instead of doing that, I'm going to add 2 dice 8 radiant damage to my attack. And if it's a fiend or undead, I'll add another dice 8. So this lets a Paladin do an enormous amount of damage. It's so good. In my real-life D&D campaign, I am a Paladin, and I do this, and you can do it at, 2nd-level spell slots and higher to do even more damage. And if you crit, it's doubling this. I have crit undead things with my Paladin before and just destroyed them. So this is so good, and what makes it so good is it's not like a spell where you have to say, okay, I'm going to use my 2nd level spell to try and hit this guy. I have a 60% chance. Let's hope for the best. This is like, okay, I know I've already hit, and now I can just add on, and it's guaranteed to work. So I love this. Another reason I say, for this guide, that I have us playing a Paladin, because it's just super insane. Then here's all the spells we got at, first level that, because we're Paladin, similar to Cleric, you just have a lot of spells in your pool that you can kind of use. And we've got, Command, Compel Duel, Cure Wounds, good one. Bless, very nice. And, Thunderous Smite, some AoE, stuff like this. So we'll look at these when we need them for combat, but I'm telling you, Smite is the way to go. And then we also gained a passive, which is our fighting style. And we need to pick that now. So over here in the upper left, I'm going to click on Fighting Style, and we can pick, how do we want to fight, as a Paladin? Defensively, in a dueling strategy, with a great weapon, be like a 2-handed weapon fighter, or as a protection Paladin. So let's look at these. So Defense Paladin just says, you just get +1 armor class if you're wearing armor. Boom, you're even harder to hit. Dueling says that, if you have a weapon that is not a 2-handed weapon and no shield, like you're a fencer or something, you deal an additional 2 damage with the weapon, okay? But I want to use a shield, so I'm not going to go for that. Great weapon is if you want to use a 2-handed weapon, and this is nice, because if you critically fumble or get a 2, you get to re-roll the die. So it's great if you're using a two-handed weapon. And then protection says, when you have a shield, impose disadvantage on an attack against your allies when you're within 5 feet. So you kind of like stand with your buddies, and if you have a shield, then it makes it harder for them to hit people who are really close to you. But I find that this is kind of hard to make work in practice. So I like defense, just myself. I just love that extra point of armor class. So I'm going to take defense. I'm going to click it, but do whatever you want. Like if you want to use two-handed weapon, rock out. And then I'm going to accept. And then I'm done. That's it. That's the only choice I had to make. And then we're going to go Shadowheart, and we're going to level her up. And I love how she looks around. She's like, what? What happened? So she went from 10 to 17 hit points. She got Divinity charges, which is something that we can do that's determined by our domain, or just like all clerics, you can turn undead. And then we got another level 1 spell slot. We also got Turn Undead as our action. And we got Invoke Duplicity, which is her thing because of the goddess, or, well, we'll find out who she worships. And this lets you, like, be a trickster kind of cleric. Well, actually, it says right there, she worships Shar. And Shar lets you do this. I, myself, my playstyle doesn't really align with this ability ever, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, if you want to roll into this and, you want to use this to... It gives advantage, which is insane. So, like, advantage is great, and you want to make an illusion, go for it and see how well this works for you. Maybe I'm just forgetting to use it, but I don't use it as much as I use her spells and her other stuff. And then she learns 5 prepared spells, and they're right here. You can change these, of course, as a cleric from your pool down here that you know, and then use them when you like. And so it's like I have these 5 ready to go. Cure Wounds, Shield of Faith. This is actually pretty good, and I'll talk about this in a moment. Healing Word, Guiding Bolt, and Inflict Wounds. Now, I'm actually not huge on Inflict Wounds. I'm going to put Bless instead. I like it better. Inflict Wounds, my only issue with it is it could do a lot of damage. Like, it could do a ton of damage, but it's a melee thing. I like spells if I'm going to use them that they're at range, like Guiding Bolt, for example. And I like her to have some healing. And Bless is just like, gives you a +1 dice 4 to attack rolls to help people hit better, and you can target 3 of your allies with it. I like it a lot. But again, you'd look through these and choose which ones you are interested in, and awesome, done. That's all she had to do. And then let's level up Astarion here, and you could see what he is. Well, he's a rogue, of course. He jumped out of, tried to trick us and slit our throat. We know what he's about. And he doesn't really get anything new. Like, there's no choices to make for him at 2nd level. He gets 17 hit points, and he gets Disengage, Dash, and Hide. But Hide is amazing, and we'll check it out. Especially in combat for him. Okay. Main thing is everybody's got more hit points, and we're cruising. Now, don't worry about, like, if you level up and you find, like, if we go find Lizelle or some other party member that's potentially going to be an ally, the game will level them up to be what level we are. So it's okay that we're 2nd level. I'm going to push, I'm already on F1. So now we've got 3. And we can curl around here. I'm going to push M to go to the map. And you can see we could go back into the ship along this path or this upper path. And this looks a little flamey. So I'm going to go this way. And, well, there's fire this way too, but you never know. Okay. And... anything over here that we could jump to? Nope, that's just down back where we came from. All right, I'm going to go over here.
There. A mind flayer.
Oh, look at that. There's a mind flayer that's, like, trapped under the rocks. So this guy is dying. Let's go talk to him. Hey, buddy, how's it going? You looks like you got smashed under the ship.
The dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion.
He's making us feel compassion toward him for some reason. No, I should be furious, shouldn't I?
Yes, you feel hate. And you deserve to be punished
Wait,
for
me?
it.
Why should I be
You
punished?
should be whipped.
Uh-oh.
Made to bow before this creature
He's
in
using his
shame.
powers.
It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it, but then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
That's right. I can use intelligence to concentrate on its thoughts, or I could take advantage of the lapse and break free. So, this is again an example of, like, with my wizard, I did this because I had a big bonus to intelligence. But with this dude, the sharpest tack, so I'm just going to take advantage and break free.
The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
That's not nice. I'm going to close the eyes forever. Shame on you. Whoa. That was messy. Alright, so we got some experience. That's the easy kind of experience.
Death is too good for it.
And you could search the body. And we get some more potions of speed, spike bulb, and void bulb. I'm going to take all. Now, at this point, I think I've explained this before, but I'm going to push tab to open up the party inventory screen. So this becomes more useful as you have more characters, obviously. And then in the upper left, you can just click sort by and just sort by type to kind of organize things. And our main character's picking everything up. So what I want to do is, you see how I have 4 potions of speed? I'm going to split this into a stack of 1, and I'm going to split this again into a stack of 1. I'm going to keep 2 with my main character, but I'm going to give Shadowheart and just dragging these potions. I split them. I had 4, and I made like basically a stack of 2 and 2 stacks of 1, so that each Astarion and Shadowheart in battle can use a potion of speed if they need it. You cannot really share your inventories in the middle of combat, so consumables you want to distribute. They both have 2 potions of healing, which is fantastic. They both have a scroll of revivify, which is essential if somebody goes down. So those things are good. I could distribute more potions of healing if I want, but I'm okay at the moment. Now, these thieves' tools, I'm going to give all of these to Astarion because I can't use them very well with my paladin. And other than that, I think everybody has a probably better weapon than these basic weapons I've been finding around. So I'm okay, but I like to just make sure that everyone has something. Now, if you want to give people, you know, some void bulbs to throw, then you can do that. You can be like, hey, here you go. But it's up to you. Okay, great. Now I'm going to hold down left alt and see what's around in this little zone that I'm exploring of the ship. And remember, like, we could jump up here, but I don't see anything up there that's worth jumping to. But I can cross over to this other portion of the ship that I didn't want to go to because there was so much fire. And I'm just going to kind of walk over here. And let's see. Let's explore inside. Let's explore. There's another dead mind flare. Let's check this dude out. Alright. He's got a potion of healing, a skull, and a spike bulb. Just take it all. I don't know why I need a skull, but, I mean, who am I to argue? Maybe he knows something I don't about skulls. Now, be careful, the area is on fire, but outside of combat, your people are usually reasonably smart. And, okay, look at that. There's like a purple vortex up there. What's that? Let's go check it out.
Dead goblins over there.
What's going on with that?
Worth checking.
So she's, and
Approach the sigil
Shadowheart
on the
said dead
stone.
goblins over there.
Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Whenever I see something dangerous, I touch it. I'm a paladin. I'm not afraid. Ow! It hurt. Oh!
A hand? Anyone?
Okay. It's a hand. I'm strong. Grab that hand and pull it out. I trust this hand. Who wouldn't? Now, I got +3, but I can add a bonus of guidance because Shadowheart can add on to this. So always, always, when it says add bonus and you've got somebody who can give guidance, cleric or something, do it. At least I like to do it. That's strong. That's so strong. We're going to rip this guy out and the portal. It's going to all break.
That's it! Go on! Keep pulling!
You know it. I am.
Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this.
What's up, Gale? No need to apologize. Are you all right?
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
Another dude from the ship. I was, yeah, man.
And I can only assume you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region.
It was the ocular region. Yes, it was. Couldn't have phrased it more repellently myself.
No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided.
Okay.
You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
None of those
you
things.
seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Paladin. I can tend to basic wounds, but parasites, I'm afraid not.
Established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction.
No, it's not.
We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
You got it. Sounds like a plan. Now, this doesn't have to be you. You could be, like, really suspicious of all these people who are on the Nautiloid, but at this point, I'm going to trust them because I'm feeling really open. I'm kind of in panic mode with this parasite in my head, and I want to get this problem solved. And sometimes when you're involving ceramorphosis, elithids, and, you know, parasites, you make strange bedfellows.
Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved. Or something to that effect.
That's the effect.
Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
All right, great. And boom, we just got the Wizard of Waterdeep, Gale. So whenever it tells you to open the journal, let's just do that now. So now we've actually got a few quests in our journal. We've got the main quest, which is to find a way to remove the Mind Flayer parasite. Yes, we definitely want to do that. But you'll also see that every companion that we come across has their own storyline and quest line, their own objectives. So, for example, Shadowheart, and we don't know much about her, but we're going to travel with her. The Pale Elf, Astarion, we met a strange dude, and he's going to help us. And then Gale, the wizard, and he was also aboard the Nautiloid, although we didn't see him. It also keeps track of your completed quests down here, so you can go back and look through them. If you ever want to look back through a conversation, you can go to this dialogue tab. Remember, I opened this just by pushing J to get to the journal, which is the same as the quest tab up here on the top ribbon. But you can look through and just see everything that was said. So this is super useful, just, if you miss something or want to go back through. And then also, you can get to the map from here. And remember, now we have just found another teleporter where Gale was, the roadside cliffs. And you can click on these. I can click on the ruins on the map or over here in the upper right where it says waypoint, and I will instantly just teleport to that place. Or I could click on the camp to go to the campsite. We haven't had to go to the campsite yet because we don't really need to restore anything. But you can go to the camp and rest, or like put your stuff away into the stash. You can rest there, and then instantly when you leave camp, you'll just go back to wherever you camped on the map. So it's like you instantly teleport there, and it's very convenient travel. I haven't had to do it yet. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But it's super useful. And notice that I just, push M to get to the map. But then from here, I can also go to the journal, the quest tab. I can go to the inspiration screen, and I don't know if we have any inspirations. No, we don't have any right now. Inspirations are really cool because what these are is like, if something happens, if you do something in the game that fulfills one of your character's like backstory triggers, then you will get an inspiration token or whatever you want to call it. And you can have up to 4 of these things. And what these do is allow you to re-roll an ability check. Not a combat roll, but like, one of those checks where you're rolling and you get to add modifiers. Like where I just used my strength to see if I could pull Gale out of the portal. If you have an inspiration counter or token, you can use it to re-roll that, and you can store up to 4 of them. So they are amazingly helpful for smoothing out bad rolls in story elements. And you can also go back through all of the tutorials in the game over here. Okay, fantastic. So this is the teleporter right there, the ancient sigil right there for us. And if I look at the map, I can go down here. There's some, part that's been shaded out. This goes up towards the cache. And Shadowheart did say, around here she saw some dead goblins. So we want to be keeping our eyes peeled for that. But first, we need to level up Gale. So Gale is a wizard, and he's level 2, and some of these choices will be made for you based on, the predetermined outcome of these characters that are defined by the game. But we got hit points, we got another first level spell slot, we also got Evocation Savant, which means that learning evocation spells from scrolls costs half as much, which is great. And then also Sculpt spells. This is huge. So Sculpt spells says basically, if you cast an area of effect evocation spell, it has to be from the evocation school, then your allies in the sphere of influence, or the area of influence, depending on its shape, automatically succeed the saving throws against it and take no damage. So this allows you to use AoE spells much more freely if they're evocation. Okay, so that's a great subclass feature, and we also gained 2 spells, and we need to pick them. So we go to spells, and we need to pick some first level spells. So here's Gale's list. Now, unlike a cleric, you need to pick from this list, but the cool thing is you can change these spells outside of combat with a wizard. Whereas I believe the clerics need to have a long rest to alter the spells that they have prepared. So I'm going to take Magic Missile, because Magic Missile is amazing. I love it. And I'm going to take a defensive spell. I could take Shield, or it looks like he doesn't have Mage Armor. So what do I want? Do I want another offensive spell, like Burning Hands? Or do I want, Ice Knife? No, I'm going to take Shield. So Shield is a cool spell because this is a reaction spell, and you have this prepared, and then if somebody makes an attack against you, and you could use Shield to raise your armor class so that you wouldn't be hit, the game will prompt you and ask if you actually want to use your Shield, and you use it. It consumes a level 1 spell slot if you do it, but it basically means you don't get hit. So I love to have it just to kind of like negate 1 hit if possible. Now, if they hit you beyond what the Shield is capable, it adds 5 to your armor class. So if they hit you and 5 more armor class would make it so they miss, then use it. If, they hit you and this wouldn't help, I don't even think the game prompts you, but it's still useful to have. And I love Magic Missile because it shoots 3 darts that do 2 to 5 force damage, or 1 dice 4 plus 1. They cannot miss. I really personally just can't overstate how helpful it is to have a spell that can't miss. It doesn't mean they can't be immune to force damage or magic damage, stuff like that, but the fact that they can't miss and that you don't even need line of sight for these things, is amazing. It's 60 feet. They can go around corners and stuff. They're just super useful. So I love it. And we just say accept. Fantastic. So at this point, we now have 4 people in our party. We picked up Astarion and Gale, a rogue and a wizard, and we're just doing really, really well exploring, making friends, and we've leveled up to 2nd level. I think this is a good place to end this episode of our guide series. I hope you're still finding this to be useful and fun, and I hope you're having a blast playing Baldur's Gate. If you have any questions about the game, please post those in the comments below. If you are a Baldur's Gate veteran and you'd like to clarify any of the points I've made or add on anything, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Just make sure you do it in a way that's not overwhelming and beginner friendly. Thank you so much. Everyone, I will check you in the next episode. Take care.